What can I make with chocolate? Chocolate cake, chocolate cookies. No more chocolate. What's this? Hey! Smarties? Really? Oh my gosh, dude, that was so much fun. Oh my gosh, dude, that was so much fun.
Hurry!
Oh man, I lost my keys.
What?
Whatever, let's just eat it right here.
Alright.
We're gonna have so much chocolate right now.
Chocolate wasted!
What the?
You can eat all of it if you want to.
All of the chocolate.
I know.
If only we had chocolate.
I know, we need chocolate. Where's that woman with the chocolate?
Guess who got all the chocolate? Where is it? 134.
Hi.
Oh my god. I'm so glad you can meet me. Thank you so much. I had a minor panic attack. I heard chocolate's gonna go extinct.
Okay, so the first part is that chocolate is not going to go extinct, but it is going to become really rare, like caviar, or it's going to be really expensive. It's not going to be as accessible as it is right now. So that's a good thing.
Thank gosh. Okay, so what's going on then? Why did I see that video?
Okay, so the reason why this is happening, rumors are starting, is because cocoa is being grown in a different way and it's making it harder for it to flourish. So I had my research assistant go out and get us some soil samples, and he found 3 things that really lead to the main cause of cocoa being misgrown. Since you seemed very frantic over the phone, I decided to actually bring him in so he can talk to you to kind of calm your nerves and explain a little bit more about what's going on with the soil.
Hi, I'm Dr. Lott.
Hi, Lot. Thank you so much for coming and meeting with me.
Okay, so Dr. Choco talked to me about you have a few questions for me.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so throughout my research, I found 3 main problems that is contributing to the chocolate problem that we are going to have. Our production is getting too low and our demand is really high. People just want chocolate too much. The second reason would be the cocos are being attacked by more insects and disease and fungi. The third reason, and the main reason, is because chocolate is becoming like a monocrop. We're trying to grow it like the way we grow corn. Dr. Choco has all my research, and she found something really interesting. I'm gonna go get her right now so she can share this information to you.
Thank you so much, Lot, for telling me all this information and doing that research for me. I'm going to talk with Dr. Choco and try to see if we can find a solution for this.
So I'm glad that your talk went well with Dr. Lott, and I did look over his research, and I found, out of the 3 things he found, I found one important thing, which is that all of the cocoa trees, they all should have or be grown in something called the cenotes, which is a sinkhole. So it's curved like this and it's flat here, and then tons of trees live in there, and it's like a little ecosystem. So this really helps cocoa trees grow. So when they take a cocoa tree out of that habitat and they try to make it grow into field production, the problem with this is that they're not taking into consideration that the air needs to be really moist, the ground needs to be moist, and because of a cenote, it makes the environment easy for the cocoa tree to pollinate and to protect it from any disease or pests.
Thank you, Dr. Lott, for joining me here in Mexico. In order to understand the solution to the problem, we need to go back to the beginning. So, thousands of years ago, the Aztecs began cultivating the cocoa plants, and they made a ceremonial bitter drink out of this called suaquito. So here I have the bitter drink.
That's really bitter.
Well, it was originally bitter until Columbus brought the recipe back to Spain. The Spanish thought it was way too bitter and they decided to add sugar and other spices to it like cinnamon and vanilla. The drink actually became popular when King Louis XIV, he was a French king, he married Maria Theresa, who was a Spanish princess, and he really liked the drink. The word got out. The Dutch eventually made Dutch cocoa powder. They made their own way of processing it, and the Swiss eventually added milk powder, and they made milk chocolate, which we now see is the most popular form of chocolate today. So this is cenote, and as you can see, there are many different varieties of plants that grow around this area. The problem with the cultivation of cocoa is that they plant all of these cocoa trees all together in one spot when the cocoa plant is used to being around different varieties, and they have the shade of the larger trees over them, which helps them to grow better. One of the major problems with the cultivation of the cocoa plant is that the trees are used to be growing in these cenotes with all the different varieties of plants around, and now they're growing them in monoculture, so they own a huge field of just cocoa plants, and they don't have the shade that they're used to, so now you can see that we're getting these red leaves. They're not as happy, plants aren't as healthy, and we don't have as much crops. And the soil is being depleted. These plants take a lot of nutrients from the soil, so just to have one plant growing in the field is unhealthy. One solution to the problem would be creating artificial cenotes. So we could introduce other plants along with in the field of the cocoa plants, and which would provide shade, and other bloom trees would put nutrients back into the soil to make new plants. And this process would be self-sustaining. One downfall would be we would have lower production of cocoa beans.
Chocolate.
Look how great this all looks.
Yay! Cocoa bean processing can be broken down into 5 steps. The first is harvesting. Cacao trees grow in tropical regions of Mexico, Central and South America. The tree produces fruit all year long, but there are 2 prime bean picking times, from October to February and from May to August. Machetes are used to cut and open the ripe pods. The beans are removed with their pulp and placed in piles and allowed to drain. The second step is fermentation. Depending on the grades, cacao pods are left to ripen for 3 to 7 days. During this time, heat is added, the germ of the seed is killed due to increased temperature, and the beans begin to develop in flavor. The beans are sun-dried or kiln-dried to reduce moisture for shipping. Cleaning, roasting, and drying is the third step. The cacao beans are cleaned to remove excess material such as twigs, dust, and other debris. Roasting develops flavor, increases acidity and astringency, lowers moisture content, intensifies color, and helps facilitate shell removal. After roasting, the shells are removed by a process called cracking and fanning. The remaining cocoa nibs are ground, releasing cocoa butter. And
so throughout my research, Dr. Choco
Crunching is the fourth step. The primary flavor development step of the chocolate making process. The cocoa is emulsified and aerated by a conch machine. The process takes 4 to 72 hours, depending on the desired results, and uses a temperature range of 130 to 190 degrees Fahrenheit. The last step of the cocoa making process is molding. In this step, the chocolate is formed into various sized bars for commercial use or for personal setting, and is subject to cold air to facilitate hardening.